Hello and welcome to Sense Business YouTube channel. Today we will be covering risk and reward. GCSE Business topic. Okay, the outcome of this lesson is that you should be able to know what a risk and reward is in business. So by end of this lesson, you should really know what they mean. Okay, so what is a risk? So business risk is the possibility a company will have lower than anticipated profits or experience a loss rather than taking a profit. That's what a risk is. And business failure is a situation in which a company terminates operation because it's unable to generate sufficient revenue to cover its expenses. So for example, if a company is unable to service debt, it might file for bankruptcy and stop operating. So businesses fail because they have no constructive plan for the future of the business, so they lose out to competitors. A business must have a clear strategy and plan in order to survive in today's dynamic world. So businesses need to stay up to date with trends and wants of consumers, because if they don't, then their stock is going to go out of date and people will no longer be interested in them. So for example, Apple and Samsung are great examples. They constantly update their phones and products to keep up with the trends and wants of the consumers. Let's say if Apple had stayed with that iPhone 3G, would you still buy that? Would you still be a big fan of Apple? The answer is obvious. It is a no. So for example, Blockbuster failed to take up the Netflix offer as they had no digital strategy. So these things are very important in business, and they are the big causes of business failure because they fail to keep up with the trends and wants of customers. So again, why do businesses fail? Because they have no business plan is number one. Because it could be lack of strong leadership. If the business has not a good leader, then it is very likely that the business will fail to operate and they will go bankrupt. So it could be poor cash flow management. It could be insufficient operations, sloppy record keeping. It could be lack of resources, unhappy employees, outdated technology. That's probably not the best word, but not a good customer support. So if you're not providing good customer support to your customers, they're not gonna come back to shop with you again. Resistance to change. So you need to be able to change. You need to be able to adopt change quickly. So if customer wants and needs change, you as a company need to be able to cope with the change. So now I'm going to talk about failure in new startup businesses. So more than half of new businesses don't survive beyond 5 years. Did you know that? That is crazy. With the UK tax system, a lack of bank lending, and the cost of running a business, these three are giving the top reasons for failure of startup business. So if you're ever thinking about business, you need to make sure that you get good information on UK tax, the bank lending system, and cost of running business before you actually think about starting a business, because these three bad boys are the main reason why businesses fail. And you as a nice student, I don't want you to fail, so make sure you have good understanding of these before you start a business. So survival rates are lower than before the financial crisis in 2008. So this research was carried out by British commercial insurer RSA, and they suggested that. So there are some other reasons why new businesses fail, and they are not investigating and researching the market enough. So if you want to move into a market and if you don't do enough research and investigation in that market, you are not going to be able to survive for long, because you're not going to know the market. You're going to you're going to have no idea. You're not going to be familiarized with the market. So this is another big reason why new businesses fail to survive. It could be due to too little financing. So you might have very little money, but you're trying to do big things, and that's why the business fails. So it could be bad location, internet presence, and marketing. So you might have no internet presence and you might be marketing to the wrong people, and that's why you're not making any profit, and you will be feeling like this guy here. Or expanding too fast. So the biggest mistake businesses, small businesses or new startups do is trying to get gigantic and wanting to take over the world. That is not always possible. So you need to make sure that you are expanding and you're on time slowly, rather than expanding rapidly and then boom, failing. So you want to make sure that before you expand, you have again invested and researched and make sure that the location, and you have sufficient financial advantages before you move on and start expanding. So if you follow these rules, you should, or a business should, be able to survive for longer. So then that brings us to financial risks. With every new business, or if you want to start a business, there is financial risk. So building a business can be a financial risk for the owner or owners, because sometimes 2-3 people will want to have a business together. They will put their own capital. Capital is cash, money. That's what capital stands for. And assets into business, which they don't really know will make them profit. So you put your money, your assets into a business, you're risking all that, and you don't really know if you're gonna make any profit out of it or not. If the business is a solo trader or partnership, then they have unlimited liability. This means they could lose, so you could lose your personal assets to pay business debts if anything goes wrong. So if you go bankrupt and you owe too much money to bank and other people, they could actually come and take your money, your house, your car, because your business is a solo trader or partnership which has unlimited liabilities, meaning that they could take or possess your assets. So your assets could be car, house, money, anything really. So they could take that from you. So lack of security. Lack of security means when you don't have a guarantee, basically. That's what it means. So you don't have another guarantee. That's what basically means. So let's say an entrepreneur has a regular job. One day they decide to leave that job to open their own business. This is a huge risk they are taking. And as the entrepreneur may have a mortgage, a car, and other bills to pay. So the new business they are wanting to open does not provide him with job security or profit, as it is unknown if it will work out or not. This means that the entrepreneur's mortgage, car, and other bills are at risk, because he's putting everything into that business. He's left a full-time job to come and make a business, but that business does not give him security that he will make money. There's a huge risk involved. So he could be losing his mortgage, his car, and he'll not be able to pay his bills, because he doesn't have, if the business is not making money, then he will not be able to do. But on other hand, because he's taking the risk, he will have great rewards, which we'll talk about later, next few slides. So there might be insecurity of sales within the market with the falling consumer incomes. So you need to be very confident, but then again, without risks, your profits are going to be low. So sometimes taking risk is the best option for you. And it has greater rewards. And now we're going to talk about reward. So what is a reward? A reward is a thing given in recognition of service, effort, or achievement. That's what a reward is. So the possible profit or benefit a particular activity may make for the business in relation to the risk involved in undertaking the activity. So like I said earlier, so if you are leaving a full-time job to start up your own business, you're risking everything. And the reward for you is that you get to be your own boss. You make more money and you get to keep all the profit to yourself. So reward can be financial and non-financial. So these are your non-financial rewards, such as prize for good work, recognition, and financial rewards in a business are basic salary, performance bonuses, overseas allowance, travel allowance, pension schemes, kids vouchers, free lunch break, free lunch at work. These are all business reward. You could reward your employees with financially, or non-financially. It could be which with recognition, free training for your staff, and getting them to study new courses, putting them on new training and things like that. These are your rewards, non-financial rewards. So the rewards of a good business is success. So you need to understand that. This may mean awards, fame, survival, growth, or making more money than they would working for someone else. So that's what reward in a business means. So rewards of owning a business. So if somebody left their job and was like, nah, I'm done with this 9 to 5 job, and started their own job, their reward could be that reward of setting up your own business is that you get to keep all profit that the business is making. So all the profit the business is making, you'll be keeping that. Independence. You do not have a boss telling you what to do, or watching over you, or bossing you about, telling you to do this and not that, and giving you ideas rather than you making ideas for the business. But where on your own business, you can have your own ideas and you could take control of the business, and you could do whatever you want to do with that business. So you can start and finish when it suits you. So this is another reward, because if you're on a 9 to 5 job, you need to be there to help that business to meet the requirements of the business. But if a business is yours, you don't need to, you need to meet the requirements of your business. That could be starting early one day and finishing late another day. It all will depend on how much work and effort you put into that business. So you get to make the major decision in the business. And a lot of people like that. A lot of people like to have that power. They like to take risks. They want to be something big, and that's why they are very successful people. But what you need to note and remember is that in time, equipment may break or it get older, and you might need to invest some of your profit back into the business to do the repairs or to buy new equipment if they break. And if you take on the business partner, you might also need to share the profits with them. But then again, you're also sharing the risks with them if you have a business partner. So this is also an advantage and a disadvantage in a way. So please, so people like to have high degree of control in their working lives, which motivates them to start their own business. And that's why you'll see people making their own business, because they don't want to work for other people. And that goes to the end of this short presentation. So what I want you to do is, before watching the next video, I want you to answer these 5 questions. These are the main points that are covered in this lesson. So what I need you to do is to answer them. You can answer these questions by commenting below and I will personally mark them. So list 2 rewards of starting your own business. What is risk? Give me 1 risk startup business may face. Give me 2 reasons why do businesses fail. What does lack of security mean to you in business terms? So I want you to comment answers to these 5 questions down below and I will personally mark these answers to see if you have got them right or not, and I'll help you if you need any help with this. Make sure you watch this video, like, share and subscribe to my channel and share it with your friends because sharing is caring. And if you don't get anything in this video, please comment that and tell me what it is, and I will try and comment back and reply back to you within 2-3 hours. So please subscribe so you can watch the next video, and I'll see you on the next video. Take care for now.